Well, who's going to be my breakout player for the San Francisco 49ers? Since 2022, I've had my list of breakout players and they ended up being correct, so I'm going to go with my next breakout player. And I feel like this is going to be an important role for this guy to step up. I mean, losing Dre Greenlaw is going to take a lot of big shoes to fill. So, one thing about this player is I feel like he's going to be under the radar. Usually, the guys that don't get talked about much are going to be the guys that surprise you the most. Regardless of drafting Nick Martin, I still believe Dee Winters is going to be my breakout player because he already knows the defense. He already understands that part. He's going to be a guy that's ready for his third year. So, regardless of what happened last year, he had a pretty difficult situation because of Devondre Campbell. It seemed like they were favoring Campbell more over this guy. What you saw in last offseason was Dee Winters had one of the best training camps. Dee Winters was standing out throughout the preseason. But the problem was they didn't let the best man earn that job. So when given the opportunity, you saw what he can be. He was good in coverage. He was a physical kind of tackler too. But there was a lot of learning experience for that guy too. He needed to finish his tackles. And that was one thing about Dee Winters was you liked the fact that he was a little bit physical and reckless, man, but that's what got him to miss some time also at the same time. But I feel like this is a guy that's going to surprise people this year. I feel like this is a learning experience from what he got last year. I think the more this kid plays, the better he'll be. I feel like in order to replace what Drake Greenlaw did on this defense is you're going to need somebody that's going to set the tone. And I think Dee Winters has that. I think when you watch his tape, you see that this guy just wants to hurt somebody in some other capacity, It just seems like it. The way he plays in coverage, man, he does pretty well in coverage. He's not even a big linebacker. What is he, like 5'11", 230 or something? But he runs a 4.3, so he's pretty quick for a guy of his size. I mean, this is a perfect fit to our defense. I mean, I like how the Niners develop these linebackers. We always tend to lose certain players, but for some reason, we don't tend to miss a beat with linebackers. We don't miss a beat with running backs, and we sure as hell don't miss a beat on some receivers, But knowing how this system works on our defense, bro, you just have to be a fast, physical linebacker. You got to have some safety background and all that other stuff, and you'll be just fine. But it's not easy to fill a role of what Drake Greenlaw brought to the table. Greenlaw was kind of like your tone setter. Dee Winters has that potential to be that. But watching what he did in the preseason and watching some of the games he did last year, you kind of like what you saw from the kid. You wanted more from Dee Winters over Devondre Campbell. You definitely wanted more with Dee Winters. But it just seemed like a lot of favoritism, and it sucked. Like, he showcased that he was just a better player than Devondre Campbell, and the coaching staff were too stubborn. But I believe this is going to be the year you're going to see Dee Winters step into this role, bro. I believe this upcoming season. So if I'm going to predict his production-wise, I believe he's going to get over 100 tackles. Maybe in between the 110s or right in between around the 100, the 100 tackle spot, but maybe 110s at the max. I think with his ceiling, he's going to be good in coverage. As far as his sacks, he might get in some plays where he might blitz a little bit. And then there will be plays where he kind of sets the tone and hits, makes his presence felt. He might be a little feisty. But the only concern with this guy is, he can be a little reckless on those plays where he can miss some time too. So you don't want that to happen. But I think production-wise, 110 plus tackles, maybe a sack or two. Coverage-wise, I think his coverage is going to be pretty good. Maybe 6 or 8 pass defense. I think as far as the production, he's going to be very good on this team. He's definitely going to make a strong case for next year, maybe get a new contract down the road because he's going to be entering his third year. And usually into the third year, you are eligible for a new contract. But I think time will tell, but I think he'll break out.